My beloved child, I see what your eyes cannot yet perceive, and I hear the whispers your ears have not caught. Something is being woven in the shadows, and if you do not pause to listen, you may walk straight into it. But I, the one who has called you by name, will not allow you to fall into a snare while your heart is still reaching for the light. Listen carefully, my child, for what I speak today is not to frighten you, but to save your soul from a web spun with great subtlety. This trap does not wear the face of danger. It wears gentleness, concern, and a false beauty. It borrows the voice of good to conceal the intent of destruction. But I am the Lord, the one who searches every heart, and I will not let the darkness remain hidden. I am igniting the light so you may see clearly what is drawing near. My child, I know your heart is weary. I know you have walked through many long nights filled with questions that found no answer. At times you thought I was silent. At times you believed I had withdrawn. Yet my silence was never absence. It was a space of observation, testing and refining your soul. For only in stillness does the spirit learn to recognize my voice among 1,000 others. The enemy never rests. He watches every breath, every longing, every unfulfilled hope within you. He does not attack with violent fear, but with what appears reasonable. He knows your deep desire to be loved, accepted, and to belong. And if these desires are not surrendered to me, they become gateways through which he enters. That is why I must warn you not to make you suspicious of all things, but to teach you discernment to know what is my voice and what is counterfeit. The enemy always chooses the moments of your greatest weakness to come close. He does not appear in daylight, but creeps through the shadows of thought, the gray zones between faith and emotion. He speaks in sweetness, using words that sound like mine, quoting truths that seem pure, yet lacing them with the slightest distortion. And one small deviation is enough to lead you far from the path I have prepared. My child, this is why I awaken you in the night. You are about to face certain invitations, open doors that will appear before you. But not every open door is mine. Some are built to lead you away from my purpose. Some blessings are counterfeits meant to distract you from the true ones. Some relationships that appear divinely arranged are actually designed by the enemy to pull you off course. What I speak to you now is not accusation. It is the cry of a father protecting his child from a cliff unseen. As a father warns his child not to play near the edge, so I speak to draw you closer to the light. Do not let emotions guide you. Do not let what looks good make you forget to ask me first. I have placed within you a small voice, a gentle unease when something is not right. Do not silence that voice. Do not ignore the whisper of my spirit. When your soul feels unsettled, even if your mind insists everything is fine, stop. For peace is the language of my presence, and confusion is the mark of the enemy. I never lead you through haste. I never speak through noise. I am the God of order, of calm rhythm, of sacred stillness. How many times have you thought loss was the end, only to realize later that I had shielded you from something far worse? How many times have you wept over a closed door, only to see me open another, greater, deeper, more beautiful, but one that required waiting in faith? Do not rush in this season. Do not let flattery dull your discernment. Let me be the measure of every choice. If something causes you to hide or to compromise, it is not from me. If something demands that you trade peace for excitement, it does not belong to me. If something pulls you away from intimacy with me, even if it comes labeled as a blessing, it is still a snare. I see the conversations you have not yet spoken, the intentions you have not yet decided. I know who draws near with a false smile. I know who is testing your heart. But do not fear, for I am also raising a shield of light around you. Each time you listen, I set a ring of protection in place. Each time you pray, I send angels ahead of you. You are not alone in this battle. My child, understand this. The enemy has a plan, but I have a purpose, and my purpose is always higher, stronger, and wiser. Do not react in fear, respond in faith. When you are still and trust in me, you confound the enemy, for he cannot manipulate a soul at rest in my presence. Beloved, what I am speaking about is not a theory, it is reality. A plot is being woven quietly. It does not come from afar, but from near. Someone you once trusted, something you once deemed safe, is being used. Yet I do not reveal this to make you afraid, but to prepare you. For when the light shines, darkness loses its power. I want you to walk in awareness, not anxiety, to discern by the Spirit, not by sight. Do not be surprised if I begin removing certain connections or closing certain doors. You may feel pain, but I see beyond it. Just as Moses had to leave the palace before becoming a deliverer, so too must you release what only seemed good in order to step into what truly belongs to you. Trust me, when I take something away, I do not leave emptiness. I clear the stage so that I may appear. The enemy wants you to believe you are losing, but in truth, you are being preserved. He seeks to confuse you with choices, but I am simplifying your path. Do not seek answers from people. Seek them in my presence. For in me every path becomes clear, and when you let me lead, you will never fall into the trap. My beloved child, sometimes you do not stumble because you lack wisdom, but because you believed something was harmless. The enemy's trap is not built in the roar of a lion, but in the gentleness of a whisper. He does not come in terrifying form, but cloaked in kindness. Sometimes he appears as a companion, sometimes as a counselor, even as a helper. Yet beneath it all, his motive is not love, but control. He knows you would never open the door to an enemy, but you would open your heart to someone who seems compassionate, and that is where he enters. Therefore, learn to see beyond words. Observe with your spirit, not just with your eyes. When someone approaches you, do not only listen to what they say, discern the spirit behind their words. Is there peace? Is there light? Or is there a subtle fog that clouds your heart? I do not bring confusion. My voice always carries clarity, even when it asks you to pause. If something forces you to reason, to justify, or to compromise, it is not from me. My beloved child, I have placed within you a sacred compass, my spirit. That spirit never lies. He warns you when you stray from the path, stirs unease within you, when you are about to make a wrong choice, and grants deep calm when you stand where you should. You need not fear deception if you remain in me. Remember my words in John 1:027, my sheep hear my voice. I know them and they follow me. Your soul was created to recognize my voice. You do not have to learn how to distinguish it. You only need to stay close enough to hear. When you are too busy, too frantic, my voice grows faint. But when you slow down, clarity returns like the breaking of dawn. Do not resist when I set you apart from certain people, or when I make it difficult for you to blend in with certain groups. Solitude in me is not punishment. It is protection. I must draw you away from the crowd so my voice can be heard clearly. You have prayed for wisdom, and this is how I give it. Wisdom is not mere knowledge. It is the ability to discern what seems right but is not true. For there are many things that call themselves light, but shine from false lamps. There are those who speak in my name, yet their hearts are far from me. You must test every spirit just as the Apostle John taught. Do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. 1 John 4:1. Test them by truth, by my word, and by peace. I know you fear making mistakes. You are afraid that if you question, your heart will harden. But I tell you, this caution is not hardness, it is maturity. Maturity is not believing everything you hear, but waiting long enough to discern. You owe no one haste. You owe me obedience. So do not be intimidated by voices that urge, if you don't act now, you'll miss your chance. No, my child, true opportunity never demands urgency. My doors do not close because you fail to run fast enough. They open when you are ready to walk through them. The enemy rushes. I am patient. He pushes you to hurry so you will stumble. I invite you to rest so you will be safe. Do you remember when Job was tested, he did not lose his blessing because of sin, but because he was drawn into doubt? The enemy knew he could not destroy one whom God protects, but he could rob his peace if he could make him question my hand. My child, that is exactly what he seeks to do to you. He wants you to question me, to feel abandoned, to believe you must take control. But I say this: when you let go of control, that is when you are most protected. When you place every plan, every dream, every relationship into my hands, no snare can bind you. My beloved, there are those who watch you with eyes that are not pure. They do not necessarily hate you, but jealousy has made them tools of darkness. I do not reveal this so you may distrust everyone, but so you may not be naive before false sweetness. When Cain saw that Abel's offering was accepted, he did not hate Abel for doing wrong, but for doing right. Likewise, the enemy does not despise you because of your weakness, but because your light exposes him. The light within you reveals the darkness in others, and therefore they try to dim it. But do not fear. Do not try to explain yourself. Do not lower your light to be accepted. Let me vindicate you. Let me fight for you. For you were not created to justify yourself, you were created to shine. I know there are moments when you wish to stay silent for fear of being misunderstood, times when you feel lonely because those who once said they understood you now seem distant. But knowing this separation is part of my plan, I am drawing lines between what is real and what is false. I am revealing who truly belongs to you and who was only walking beside you for a season. And though you may feel alone, I am walking right beside you. When Abraham left his homeland, he did not carry everyone's approval. He carried only my word, and that was enough. Do not let emotions govern your sight. Let faith be the eyes of your soul. When you see through faith, you perceive my work, even when you cannot yet understand it. I am setting you apart, not because you are rejected, but because you are chosen. I am quieting your surroundings, not because I have forgotten you, but because I am preparing to reveal something greater. Invitations will soon come. Hands will reach out. They may look like opportunities, but not all will come from me. Let me confirm each one. I am not offended when you ask again and again, for every time you ask, you show that you trust me more than yourself. The enemy despises waiting for, and waiting you grow strong. He knows that if you remain faithful, he cannot destroy you. So he attacks through time, making you feel delayed, afraid to miss out, convinced that now or never is true. But I, the creator of time, am never late. Everything of mine arrives on time. And if something must be rushed to survive, then it cannot be from me, the Eternal One. Look at Joseph. I kept him waiting in prison, not to delay him, but to position him. True blessing needs no struggle to claim it. It arrives in peace in its appointed season. Do not let your heart waver. When confusion comes, run into my stillness. I will speak there. When the world says, act now, I will whisper, be still. When others say, this is your chance, I will say, this is your test. When everything seems to align too perfectly, I will show you the truth behind the arrangement. And if you choose to trust me, I will cause the enemy to fall into his own snare. Let me protect you, my child. Let my light expose all that is hidden, and you will not be caught in the traps woven with sweet words. My child, do not let fear become the source of your discernment. Let my peace be its root. For there is a great difference between being alert out of fear and being watchful by the leading of the Spirit. When you live in fear, you see everything through suspicion. But when you walk in my Spirit, you see clearly without losing faith. You pause without falling into confusion. That is the freedom I long to give you, the freedom found in light. You do not need to control everything. You only need to dwell in my presence. When my light shines, darkness has no ground to stand. When you remain in me, every scheme is revealed before it ever reaches you. My beloved child, know that every warning I give carries a promise. I never speak merely to make you afraid. Each time I expose a snare, I also open a way of escape. Each time I unveil deception, I also offer you a path to truth. You are not trapped in darkness, you are being guided out of it. Remember this, the enemy cannot defeat you while you remain connected to me. He can only exploit what happens when you separate yourself from the light. That is why I invite you back into stillness, a place without noise where I can speak without interruption. I know silence makes you feel empty. You are accustomed to motion, to words, to the affirmation that comes from others. Yet it is in silence that your soul is reshaped. I speak in the gentle whisper, not the thunder. I move in the breath, not the storm. And when you learn to remain still in me, you will discover that nothing in this world can cause you to lose direction. You will see the trap before you step into it. You will sense deception before the words are spoken. You will know what is true and what is false, not by reasoning, but through the harmony between your spirit and my spirit within you. The enemy will try to make you believe that I am limiting you, that I am withholding joy, opportunity, or freedom. But true freedom is not doing whatever you wish. It is having the strength to choose what is right. Freedom is not the absence of boundaries, but deliverance from what destroys the soul. When I ask you to stop, it is not because I want you deprived. It is because I know you are worthy of what endures. Look back, my child, what you gained in haste never brought lasting joy, but what you waited for in faith has remained. You may feel that I am slow, but my slowness is my safeguard for you, ensuring that what you receive does not harm you. You do not need to compete for a position, nor prove your worth. You do not need to convince the world that you are enough, for I have called you, and my calling speaks louder than any human validation. You do not need to chase opportunities. If they truly come from me, they will wait for you. Every door I open will open at the right moment, without pushing, without forcing, without striving. And those that close as you approach, do so not to punish you, but to protect you. My child, do not let emotion rule you. Do not allow your kindness to become the weakness others exploit. Your compassion is a precious gift, but let it be guarded by wisdom. To love does not mean to trust blindly. To forgive does not mean to allow continued harm. I did not call you to be a victim of goodness, but a keeper of peace in me. Love, but stay discerning. Help, but do not lose yourself in what drains your soul. Let me show you when to step forward and when to withdraw. When I say stop, it is not an ending, it is the beginning of a new rhythm. I am teaching you to walk not by the pace of the world, but by the cadence of heaven. There is no rush, no pressure, only harmony between you and me. When you move in that rhythm, every decision becomes clear. When you let me lead, there is no guessing. When you choose to trust, you will realize that peace is not a feeling. It is divine confirmation that you are in the right place. Each time you hurry, you lose peace. Each time you ask, you are protected. That is not coincidence. It is a spiritual law established since creation. From the moment Adam fell, humanity began choosing what seemed good over what was truly right. The result was chaos. But I came to reverse that pattern in you. I am teaching you to return to the original design, to live in partnership with me, where everything you do flows from the guidance of my spirit. My beloved, I know you are in a season of transition. Many things of the past are closing and many new things are opening. It is in such moments that the enemy works the hardest, but so do I. When he lays snares, I build walls. When he sows lies, I breathe truth into you. When he stirs temptation, I awaken a hunger for holiness. Do not fight with your own strength. Stand in the light, and darkness will retreat on its own. When you dwell in me, you do not have to chase safety. Safety surrounds you. I am preparing you for a new season, a season of sharper discernment and deeper faith. What is coming will require you to listen more than to act. But rest assured, I never lead without walking beside you. When I say go, I go before you. When I say be still, I stand guard around you. You are not abandoned in waiting, nor lost in silence. In those very moments, I am weaving what you will one day call a miracle. Remember, my peace does not depend on circumstance, it depends on presence. When you have me, you have everything. The enemy may set traps, but he cannot take what I have given you. You only lose when you let go of me. So hold fast. Keep your heart pure, your eyes fixed, and your ears open to my voice. As you walk in the light, darkness must retreat. Do not fear what is hidden, for I am the light of all things. No snare can stand that I cannot break. No plot can form that I cannot overturn. When you are in me, you dwell within the fortress of peace. Though battles may draw near and shadows may grow thick, the light remains sufficient. Walk forward in faith, unshaken in heart. For what you have heard today is not merely a warning. It is a key, unlocking the next chapter of your journey. The place where I not only protect you from traps, but refine you, making you stronger than ever before. My beloved child, now that you have learned to pause before the snares, I will teach you something deeper. Discernment does not come merely from knowledge, it comes from fire. No flame is meaningless in my hands. Each time I allow you to walk through fire, it is not to destroy you, but to reveal what is genuine within you. Fire never harms gold, it only consumes the dross. So do not fear my fire, my child. It is not like the fire of darkness. My fire heals, illuminates, and makes you transparent. I am refining you, so you may discern what is true, what is false, what belongs to me, and what only wears the appearance of me. You have asked me for wisdom, haven't you? But true wisdom does not come through books or reasoning. It comes through stumbling, through nights of tears, through moments when you have no one left but me. It is in those very moments that you learn my voice most intimately. When every other sound fades and only my breath remains, that is when you know the difference between truth and imitation. I do not teach you through dry lessons. I teach you through experience, through your own life. Every trial, every turn, every tear is a spiritual classroom I have designed. There are things that can only be revealed when you walk through fire. I cannot show you the strength of the wind unless you have felt the storm. I cannot teach you to stand if you have never been knocked down. You once asked me, "Why did you let me go through so many trials?" And here is my answer: because I am training you for something greater. I cannot send you to carry light to others until the light within you has been purified. I cannot place the sword of the Spirit in your hand until you have learned to wield it with humility. Every trial is a forge. Every pain is a hammer stroke. But know this: the hand holding the hammer is mine, not the enemy's. The enemy seeks to use fire to destroy you, but I use the very same fire to sanctify you. He thinks he can wear you down, but I use that same weariness to make you resilient. He believes you will give up, but I use that moment to teach you the true essence of faith. Like Joseph in the prison, you are not forgotten, you are being refined. Each day in the cell of waiting, I am teaching you to hear my voice above the noise of the world. When the appointed time comes, the door will open not by human hands, but by mine. And when it does, no one can close it. I know the fire hurts. I know you are tired of standing. But remember, I never let the flame burn beyond measure. Even in Daniel 3, when the 3 young men were thrown into the furnace, I did not extinguish the fire. I stepped into it with them. The flame still burned, but the chains were destroyed. Likewise, I do not promise to quench every fire in your life, but I promise that you will never walk through it alone. When the blaze rises, look closely, you will see my shadow beside you. And when you emerge, others will see me through you. My beloved fire does not only reveal what is wrong, it also exposes what is pure. When I permit the flame, it is not because you are weak, but because you are ready. It is an honor, not punishment. Only those chosen are refined. Those without purpose need no forging. But you whom I have called to bear light in a chaotic age must be refined until you are clear as crystal. I am making you into a sharp sword in my hand. A sword untested will shatter in battle, but once it has passed through fire, it can pierce the darkness. I know you have said, Lord, I've had enough. But I say to you, not yet, my child. You are still in the making. Everything I allow, the misunderstandings, the wounds, the disappointments, is not a sign that I have forgotten you, but proof that I am working within you. I am changing how you see, how you respond, how you love, how you believe. Once you discerned truth and falsehood by emotion, now you will discern by the Spirit. Once you believed because you saw, now you will believe even when you cannot see. And that makes you stronger than every scheme of darkness. Do not compare your journey with others. Your furnace is not theirs. Each is refined according to purpose, some through solitude, some through abundance, some through silence, some through loss. But the destination is the same, my glory. Do not fear separation. Gold is not refined in crowds, but in the secret chamber of the furnace. You are in my hands in the hidden room, where no one sees but everything is being shaped. When the season of revealing comes, others will see a new person, no longer trembling, no longer doubting, no longer swayed by lies. You will know what comes from me, not by noise, but by the stillness in your heart. That is the mark of one who has walked through fire. They are no longer moved by flattery, nor shaken by criticism. They have learned that true worth comes not from the approval of people, but from my gaze alone. You will reach that point, my child, when you no longer need to prove yourself, when you can smile even when misunderstood, when you choose silence over reaction. That is when you have passed through the fire. I am polishing your soul until it shines like crystal. No rust of resentment, no dust of fear. You will realize that refinement does not erase who you are. It restores you to who you were created to be, pure, strong, reflecting my glory. That is why I allow these things. Because I do not merely want you safe, I want you transformed. Not only to escape the trap, but to become strong enough to see the trap from afar. Do not fear the flame. Walk through it with me. I do not promise that you will not feel the heat, but I promise it will not consume you. It will only burn away what is not of me. And when you emerge, you will carry a new fragrance, the scent of one who has endured and kept faith. Others will ask, how did you stand? And you will answer, because my Lord was with me in the fire. My beloved child, there are seasons when I do not speak, not because I am silent, but because I am speaking differently. When I do not use words, I use circumstances. When I do not answer, I am training your soul to listen more deeply. Do not mistake my quiet for absence. I have never left you, not for a moment. But there are times when I hide myself so you can learn to sense my presence without evidence. For true faith is not feeling it, is believing even when you feel nothing. You have asked me, why do you let me walk through days with no signs, no confirmations, no visible miracles? And I say to you, because I am teaching you to distinguish between signs and presence. Signs can fade, but my presence never does. Many seek me only when they feel emotion, when all things go well, when they sense that I am near. But I want you to know me deeper than that. I want you to believe, even under a dark sky. For you truly know who I am only when everything else has gone silent. The fire of silence is one of the hardest flames. It does not burn the flesh, it burns false confidence. It strips away the illusion of control so that you must depend fully on me. I know you long for me to speak quickly, but sometimes delay is the very tool I use to reveal your faithfulness. When you keep trusting without feeling, you display a faith that captures heaven's attention. The very moment you think you are lost is when you are being shaped to look more like me. My beloved child, I know you have felt isolated. Friends have drifted away. Those you trusted have turned their backs, and relationships, once close, have grown cold. But do not despair, my child. Loneliness is not punishment. It is the secret forge where I refine you. Like David in the cave of Adullam, I am drawing you away from the eyes of men so you may hear my voice more clearly. Do not seek a way out until I say go. Do not try to open the door until I say, it is time. The door remains locked, not because I have forgotten, but because the fire outside still burns. If you step out too soon, the flame will scorch you. Stay within my covering until I speak. When I allow the old to fall away, emptiness may come. I know that letting go hurts. Yet you cannot enter a new season with hands still full of the old. Fire not only destroys it, clears space. I am removing what no longer serves your destiny, even if it once felt precious. Do not cling to ashes. Do not fear my hand that takes away. Trust my heart that loves. Like a jeweler, I know exactly when to increase the heat and when to ease it. I never let the flame burn longer than necessary. This refining is not merely to make you strong, it is to make you pure. Some things cannot be discerned by sight, only by fire. Only in fire does gold reveal its true worth. Likewise, only in trial do you discover where your heart truly rests. Do you trust me for the blessings or for who I am? Do you seek the promise or the one who promised? When you can say, I choose you even if I have nothing else, that is, when your soul is truly free. Pain is not proof that I have abandoned you, it is proof that I am near. You think I dwell only in blessing, but I am also in the fire, in the tears, in the moments when you think you will break. When you lift your eyes and see nothing, know that I am behind you, holding you up. When you cannot hear my voice, know that I am whispering within you, in a language only your spirit can understand. You are learning a lesson only those who have passed through fire can grasp, the lesson of strength through surrender. The world says strength is control, but I say strength is trust. When you yield in faith, you are not failing. You are aligning with divine flow. You no longer need to struggle to make things right because you know I am making all things good. That is where true rest is found, not because the battle is over, but because you know who fights for you. I do not rejoice in your pain, but I rejoice when pain no longer defines you. When you begin to say, Lord, I do not understand, but I still believe heaven celebrates. When you say, I cannot see, but I know, you are here, I place the victor's crown upon your head. For faith is not measured by how often you win, but by how long you stand, when all you have left is a promise. You may feel carved and stretched beyond your limit. Everything familiar seems to fade, but that is the surest sign that I am at work. The seed must split before it sprouts. You cannot bloom without first being broken. Do not fear when you no longer feel like yourself. Transformation never feels comfortable. But know that my hands, though firm, are gentle, and my purpose is perfect. When you emerge from this furnace, something wondrous will happen. The things that once crushed, you will no longer hold power. The words of others will not shake you. Waiting will no longer make you restless. The gaze of men will not steal your focus. You will stand firm not because you are strong, but because you have learned to stand by me, and that my child no enemy can conquer. This silence is not punishment. It is the overture of heaven preparing the next word I will speak. When the wind ceases, it is a sign the storm is ending. When all grows still, know that I am about to speak a new word, one that will change the course of your life. Do not try to escape the furnace. Remain until I say enough. For when you come out, the light within you will shine so brightly that even the darkness will bow. My beloved, when the fire has burned long within you, I know you grow weary. But hear me, weariness is not failure, it is transformation. When metal is about to be shaped, it endures its greatest heat. When you feel as though you are melting, that is when a new form is taking shape. I am doing a deep work within your soul, something invisible now, but one day you will understand. When this season ends, you will look back and say, "Now I see why you let me walk through the fire." I do not use fire to judge, but to reveal worth. The world may see loss, but I see essence. Everything false has burned away, leaving only what is mine. That is what I want you to carry into the new season: a purified faith, a clear heart, a love without condition. For only those who have been refined can carry light without being blinded by it. You cannot pour new oil into an old vessel. I must break the old one, old patterns, old habits, old dependencies, to fill it with something new from heaven. Look at your scars. They are no longer marks of pain, but of victory. Every wound has become a window for my light to shine through. You thought you were shattered, but I am using your cracks to display my glory. As I said through my Apostle Paul, my power is made perfect in weakness, 2 Corinthians 1:9. You do not have to be flawless to be useful. You only have to be honest in what you bring. I do not seek the strong. I seek those who will let me be their strength. There are truths only those who have walked through fire can understand. They speak little, but their eyes carry a peace the world cannot imitate. They do not argue to prove their worth, for their very presence is a testimony. You will become one of them, not by worldly might, but by the quiet strength of heaven. You will not need to shout, for when you speak, your words will carry the weight of one who has endured the flame. The enemy will recognize it. Doors once shut will open, not because you force them, but because you carry the fragrance of refinement, the scent of one who has been tested and still believes. My beloved child, I know there have been times when you have felt alone in this journey. You look around and see others walking seemingly easier paths with fewer trials, and your heart wonders why your fire burns so intensely. But my child, do not compare your flame with another's. The measure of refinement matches the measure of purpose. The farther the light is destined to shine, the fiercer the fire must burn. You are being prepared for something beyond imagination. Your trial is not meaningless. It is shaping you into a vessel for the season to come. You will be the one who carries my flame into places where darkness once believed it had won. Refinement is not a string of failures, it is a series of rebirths. Each time you think, "This must be the end," a deeper layer is being peeled away so that something truer may emerge. Just as the vine must be pruned to bear more fruit, I am trimming what no longer brings life within you. You may think I am taking, but I am truly making room. You may feel small, but I am sowing you into the soil so you may multiply. When you lose, you are being planted. When you bloom, you will understand. Know this, I never waste your pain. Every tear, every moment you choose, faith over complaint, becomes a seed in my spiritual field. The harvest of joy will come. As Psalm 126:5 says, "Those who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy." I have collected every tear in my bottle. None have fallen in vain. They are the proof that your heart remains tender before me, and it is in that tenderness that true power is born. The hard-hearted may shout loudly, but only the soft-hearted can move heaven. I am using this fire to teach you the art of holy discernment. Now when you see, you no longer judge by appearance. You hear my voice in the quiet. You recognize true light, even when it flickers faintly in the dark. You sense deceit, even when it wears the fragrance of kindness. That is the sign of maturity, not the world's kind measured by years or intellect, but the kind that perceives through the Spirit. You have been trained to recognize the enemy, even when he dresses as an angel, and you have learned to remain unmoved by the temporary, because you now know what is eternal. Now you begin to understand why I allowed it all. If I had pulled you from the fire too soon, you would have remained fragile. But I love you too much to let you stop halfway. I was there watching every second. Not one breath of yours escaped my count. When you trembled, I held you. When you fell, I lifted you. When you wanted to quit, I whispered, "Just a little longer, my child." And now you stand at the threshold of something new. You will emerge transformed. Your eyes will see deeper, your heart will love wider, and your faith will stand firmer than ever. What once terrified, you will become the very thing through which you rescue others. Old wounds will become new testimonies. You will speak of fire without fear, for you will know it was never your enemy, it was your teacher, and you will tell others, "In the fire there was one who stood with me." Here is what I want you to remember. Fire is never the end. It is the gate to beginnings. When you pass through it, you are not only purified but anointed. Everyone who walks through fire with me emerges carrying fresh power. The flame does not only consume what is old, it ignites what has slept within you. From now on you will speak with depth, pray with authority, and love with supernatural compassion. Others will look at you and see that you are no longer the same, and they will know it was not by your strength, but by my presence within you. Do not grieve the past, do not fear the present, and do not be anxious for the future. The fire has finished its work. The ashes of the old season have become the soil for the new. Be ready, for I am about to breathe upon you, and you will come alive as never before. What I am preparing surpasses everything you have lost. The fire has burned away illusion, but revealed the path to glory. Stand firm, my child, the season of testing is ending, and the season of sending is near. My beloved, the dawn is coming. Even if your eyes cannot yet see the light, your soul already feels the warmth of a new day. I know you have endured a long night, the night of trials, of waiting, of unanswered questions. But now I declare to you, it is enough. The fire has completed its work. This is no longer the season of endurance. It is the season of rising. I am breathing new life into you. Each breath you take now is more than air, it is my spirit awakening the power within. You are not merely surviving, you are resurrecting. I have not only delivered you from the snare, I have delivered you to send you forth. Rescue is never the end, it is the beginning of a mission. When I bring you out of the fire, I do not want you to simply wipe away your tears. I want you to rise and carry that fire, the flame now purified, to ignite the hearts lost in darkness. You once thought fire was only pain, but now you see fire is also power. In the very place where you were burned, the seed of authority was planted. Do you remember when I called Moses? He stood before a bush that burned, but was not consumed. So it is with you. You are now standing in a fire that does not destroy but transforms. I have surrounded you with flame, not to consume but to consecrate. You are now like that burning bush ablaze with my glory, yet untouched by destruction. That light will cause many to see and recognize me in you. And when they ask, "How did you stand in the fire?" you will answer, "Because my Lord stood in it with me." Do not think your weakness lessens your worth in me. It is through your weakness that my strength shines most fully. I did not choose you for perfection. I chose you for surrender. I do not seek those who have never fallen. I seek those who fall yet rise again in grace. For only the broken know how to lift the broken. You do not need to be strong as the world defines strength. You only need to yield so that I may be strong within you. That is true power, the power of surrender. My beloved child, I am opening your spiritual eyes so you may see as I see. What once looked like a prison will now appear as a place of training. Those who once wounded you will no longer seem like enemies but instruments shaping your growth. What once felt like punishment will now be revealed as preparation. When you begin to see through my eyes, you will understand that everything serves my purpose. Not a single tear you've shed has been wasted. Not a single step you've taken has been without meaning. Every moment Even what you once called failure has been used to engrave one truth upon your heart: you belong to me, and you have been sent for my purpose. Now I call your name once more as I did the first day I breathed life into your being. I do not call you by your failures, but by the mission I have ordained for you. You are no longer the wounded one. You are the one I send forth. You are no longer trapped. You are the deliverer. You are no longer a victim of the dark. You are a vessel of light. I place into your hands a new flame, not the fire of pain, but the fire of purpose. From now on you will speak with the authority of one who has endured love, with the compassion of one who has been forgiven, and pray with the power of one who knows their God. Remember, power is not thunder, it is presence. When I dwell in you, the very atmosphere around you shifts. Wherever you walk, darkness must retreat, not because you shout, but because I am with you. Let me live so fully within you that everything you touch carries the fragrance of my heart. When you speak, speak with kindness. When you act, act with humility. When you pray, pray as one who knows heaven listens. For I am awakening a generation, and you are among the first to rise. Do not fear if you cannot see the whole path ahead. My light does not reveal every mile, it illuminates one step at a time. You do not need to know the plan, you need only know the one leading you. Like Abraham, who left his homeland, not knowing where he was going, you too are walking by a word, not a map. But do not be afraid. You have something no map can offer: my presence. When I am with you, no road leads astray. When I guide, every turn holds purpose. And when you trust me, you will see how every step leads to good. Do not let old scars keep you from beginning again. They are no longer proof of failure, but marks of formation. Each scar is a seal that you have been tested and proven true. Now you do not merely hold faith, you embody it. You do not just speak of my power, you are living evidence of it. When you pray, the earth will tremble. When you sing in the dark, the heavens will respond. When you forgive, chains will fall. When you move, my kingdom will advance. I do not give you power to exalt you, but to equip you for service. True power always walks hand in hand with humility. The greatest in my kingdom are those who know how to kneel. I do not give you light to illuminate yourself, but to light the path for others. When you use power in love, it becomes a miracle. When you use power in pride, it becomes a flame that consumes you. Therefore, remain in me, for only in me does power bring life. This is the hour of awakening, not only for you, but for those around you. The fire within you will awaken the fire in others. I am raising a generation unafraid, unbought, and uncompromised, a generation that knows who their Lord is and lives as though heaven has come to earth. You are part of this movement. Let your voice rise not as a cry of despair, but as a declaration of prophecy. Let your tears become oil for others' healing. Let your weakness become the doorway through which my grace enters the world. My child, when I say stand up, it is not merely a command, it is a restoration. I am giving back what the enemy has stolen: your faith, your joy, your courage. You are no longer a passive seeker of miracles, you are a carrier of them. I have placed within you the seed of life, and now it is awakening. Even if you do not feel it, yet the ground beneath you is trembling, not with fear, but with the movement of my kingdom through your life. My beloved, when one soul awakens, all of heaven rejoices. But when that soul learns to walk in power, clothed in humility, hell itself trembles. For the enemy does not fear the strong in the flesh, he fears the surrendered in the spirit. He fears those who know that true strength lies not in control, but in submission. And so I must teach you a new lesson: how to keep your heart tender as my power grows within you. When I begin to move through, you remember power is not possession, it is flow. That flow remains only when you stay connected to me. When you begin to believe the power is yours, the stream will stop. I am the source, you are the vessel, and the vessel only functions when it does not fill itself. Keep your heart empty, so I may fill it. Keep your spirit humble, so my glory can shine through without distortion. I will give you influence, but it will not be for admiration, it will be for impact. I will position you in places you never expected, conversations, circles, and spaces among those searching for me without realizing it. In those moments, do not strive to convince. Let my presence in you speak. A single glance, a whispered prayer, a simple act of grace can open heaven for another soul. You need not seek influence. Just allow me to flow through you, and influence will follow. Be vigilant, for power always comes with temptation. The temptation to be seen, applauded, or revered. The temptation to use gifts for validation rather than for glory. When that moment comes, and it will remember, the glory is mine, not yours. If you keep your heart lower than the flame will illuminate you. But if you lift yourself above it, that same fire will burn you. Learn from Christ. Though he was in very nature God, he did not cling to that status, but humbled himself as a servant. When you learn this, no one can bring you down, for you have already chosen the low place. My child, strength does not distance you from me, pride does. So let love be the foundation of all you do. If you pray without love, your prayers are empty. If you prophesy without love, your words are hollow echoes. If you act without love, your deeds lose their life. For love is the breath of power. It is the pulse that carries life to every spiritual limb. When love stops flowing, everything withers, no matter how strong it appears on the outside. Light does not only expose, it guides. Light is not just meant to shine outward, but inward. So when I shine upon your heart, do not be afraid. Do not shrink from the shadows I reveal. I do not expose to shame you, but to heal you. Every time I uncover something within it is an invitation to come closer to me. Let that light purify you daily, so that power in you remains pure. For power unrefined becomes domination, but power refined becomes service. My beloved, power without wisdom wounds, and wisdom without love freezes. I desire that you carry all three: power, wisdom, and love woven as one. If you have power without wisdom, you may harm even when you mean well. If you have wisdom without love, you become distant and cold. But when the three flow together, you become a living channel of heaven where every act breathes life. Do not do things simply because everyone does. Do them because I send you. When you know you are sent, you will no longer be ruled by opinion. I did not call you to be a copy of another. I called you to be a unique expression of me on earth. Do not fear being different. Your difference is your mission. I do not need more echoes. I need voices that carry my tone even when they sound unlike any other. There will be times when you must walk alone, not because no one walks beside you, but because no one else can hear the call meant only for you. There are visions only. You will see burdens. Only you will understand. Do not waste time explaining. Do not seek agreement from those who have not heard my voice. Just obey and go. As you walk, you will discover I have gone before you. Doors will open not because you persuaded, but because you walked the path I prepared. I know that carrying a call is not easy. Some will admire you, others will accuse. Some will call you anointed, others will call you arrogant. Do not let labels distract you. You need not defend yourself. My presence in you will testify louder than your words. Let your fruit speak. Let your works declare the root. My chosen ones do not need to justify themselves, for I am their defense. My child, I am placing a new mantle upon your shoulders. It is not merely a sign of honor, but of responsibility. The mantle of calling is heavy, because it is woven from tears, endurance, and faith. Do not try to lighten it. Grow stronger to bear it. When the weight feels heavy, do not complain. Pray for stronger shoulders, for what you carry today is proof that you are chosen not to be great, but to love deeply. I have not called you simply to live well, but to live with purpose. Your goodness makes people admire you, but your purpose moves heaven. I have planted within you a mission no one else can fulfill. You do not need comparison, you need faithfulness. Be faithful in small things, and I will entrust you with greater things. When you tend one soul, I will trust you with many. Do my work with simplicity, and I will work your life with power. My beloved, now that the power in you has been awakened, I must teach you the most essential truth. What you do must never be separated from who I created you to be. Many walk in calling, but forget their essence, and so they burn out. But you, my child, must learn to live without striving to be spiritual, for spirituality is your breath. When you abide in me, power flows effortlessly. As the vine does not strain to bear fruit, but simply abides in the root, so must you. You do not need to strive to be useful. Remain in me, and fruit will come naturally. Power is not a moment of explosion. It is a constant flow. It is not emotion, but presence. When you dwell in my presence, you carry me wherever you go, without announcement, without display. Every word you speak, every look you give, every step you take bears my imprint. When you know who you are in me, you no longer need to prove yourself. Others may debate theology, but they cannot deny presence. When I am in you, your very existence becomes testimony. I know there are moments you still ask, how can I bear this? How can I be holy enough for this task? Remember, my child, I did not choose you because you were perfect. I chose you so I could perfect you through the journey. No one I call is ever ready. Each carries weakness that my power might be revealed. Moses' staff was only wood, yet in my hand it split the sea. So it is with you. In my hand, the ordinary in you becomes supernatural. Learn to walk lightly in your calling. Let it be a rhythm, not a weight. Let me work through you, not because you must, but because you long to stay in step with me. When you pray, do not strive to shake heaven. Pray as one who speaks with their Father. When you act, do not act to prove, act because love compels you. When you love, do not love from duty, love because my love fills you until it overflows. This is how true power operates, when it ceases to be a burden and becomes a breath. I am making you a bridge between heaven and earth. Every time you obey, heaven touches earth. Every time you forgive, walls collapse. Every time you love, darkness loses ground. You do not need miracles to prove I am with you. You are the miracle. For every step you take in light defeats the one thing darkness fears most, a soul who knows it belongs to me. Understand, this spiritual maturity is not when trials end, but when your response changes. Once you prayed for me to calm the storm, now you will learn to rest through it. Once you feared what you could not control, now you will learn to trust and release. Once you reacted in fear, now you will move in faith. That is the difference between those who know about me and those who know me. Those who know about me seek miracles. Those who know me become miracles. My beloved child, when I place my power within you, it is not so you may walk alone, but so you may walk with me. Let me go before you, beside you, and behind you. I am your wall of fire, your guiding wind, and the breath within you. Never believe that you must carry everything on your own. Remember, true strength is born when you learn to lean on me in every smallest moment. When you are weak, I am strong. When you are silent, I speak. When you cease striving, I triumph. This is the secret of oneness between you and me, where the line between what you do and what I do through you disappears. Now I invite you to step into perfect unity of purpose and essence. When love, wisdom, and power flow as one within your spirit, you will no longer live merely to serve me, but to abide in me. Every act will become worship. Every word will become a song. Every step will become testimony. Then others will not only hear about God, they will see me through you. Do not think your calling lies only in great deeds. Sometimes it is hidden in the smallest gestures, a word of comfort, a look of forgiveness, a quiet patience. Heaven does not measure worth by size, but by love. When you do small things with great love, you shake the heavens. Let every action, no matter how ordinary, bear the fragrance of eternity. When I look at you now, I see a warrior refined by fire, an awakened soul, and a vessel fully surrendered. I see my light reflected in your eyes. I hear your voice echo the sound of heaven, and I know you are ready. Yet remember, this is not an ending but a beginning, the season of harvest light. Everything you learned in the fire, every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered, has become fresh oil, oil that will pour out for your generation. Rise not to prove but to illuminate, not for applause but for glory, not to be acknowledged but to love. I do not need fleeting torches, I need enduring lamps. And you, my child, are one of them. Keep oil in your vessel, keep your flame burning bright. The harvest is near, and the world longs for those who carry my light. My child, from this moment, you enter a new chapter, a chapter of action, of gathering, of stepping into the golden fields. And as you go, I will go with you. When you speak, I will speak through you. When you reach, I will reach through you. Be ready, for the harvest of light is coming. My beloved, the season has changed. The breath in the wind is no longer the breath of testing, but the fragrance of harvest. I know you may not see it right away, for your heart still carries the habits of the wilderness. You still scan the sky for storms, still brace for fire, still fear the next wave. But my child, the rain has stopped, the soil is soft, and the grain is ripe. The harvest of light has come. This is not a reward for effort, but the fruit of faithfulness. You have sown in tears, now you shall reap in joy. I have seen your hidden years. When no one noticed yet, you prayed, believed, and forgave. I saw you choose purity when misjudged silence, when provoked love, when hurt. Each choice, each tear, each quiet act became a seed in my field. And now I say to you, the harvest has come. What you thought was lost in the ground is now blossoming in the realm of the Spirit. Your seed did not die, it was buried to multiply. This season is not to rest in glory, but to witness my kindness. I let no one sow in me without reaping, but my harvest differs from the world's. The world counts in possessions, I measure in transformation. Your harvest is not only outer blessing, it is inner maturity, peace, that money cannot buy, joy. No one can steal faith, that nothing can shake. You will not merely receive what you lost, you will receive it multiplied, refined, and sanctified. I am opening doors the enemy tried to lock. But remember, doors I open do not require your strength to push, they swing wide naturally as dawn follows night. You will not need to strive to keep what I give, for my hand will guard it. I am not only restoring what was stolen, I am restoring beyond what you imagined by grace. What the enemy stole in past seasons I will cause to return 100-fold. I will turn old wounds into wells of new blessing. The harvest of light is not just for you, it is through you. You are not only a reaper but a messenger calling others into the field. You prayed for others while still in pain, now you will see them enter their own seasons. I am causing your light to shine farther, guiding those lost in shadow back home. When you lift others, I will lift you. When you share a blessing, your blessing will overflow. Do not be surprised when promises long delayed are suddenly fulfilled. My timing is not yours. Some promises must wait for roots to deepen like vines before fruit. But now that your roots are strong in faith, you can carry heavy fruit. What once seemed delayed will now accelerate. What was locked will be released. Lost opportunities will return, restored, matured, perfected. Prepare your heart for joy. I know you have lived in battle so long that peace feels foreign, but I am the Lord of new seasons. I am not only the God of testing, I am the God of joy. As Israel stepped into Canaan after 40 years in the desert, you too are entering your promised land, no longer surviving on daily manna, but reaping from the fields you have sown. No longer sustained by survival miracles, but living in the abundance of fulfilled promise. Do not forget me in prosperity. Many seek me in trial, but forget me in blessing. But you, refined one, have learned that blessing cannot be separated from the blesser. As you harvest, harvest with gratitude. As you rejoice, remember the nights you wept. As you stand in the light, remember the one who walked with you through the dark. Gratitude will keep you humble, and humility will keep you in grace. My child, this season is not only a harvest of what you sowed, but a harvest of honor. Those who once mocked, doubted, or turned away will see me restore you openly. Yet do not boast in it, let it be proof that I am faithful. When I restore you, it is not revenge, but testimony that light always triumphs over darkness. The enemy wanted your shame. I give you radiance. He wanted your silence. I gave your voice power. He wanted your head bowed. I lifted you before many. I am opening a new page of righteousness. What was crooked will be made straight. Lies will be exposed. Secrets will be brought to light. But do not fix your eyes on others' downfall. Look at my faithfulness. I do this not so you rejoice in vengeance, but so you know I see all things, and I am just. My justice comes not by sword, but by light. Light does not strike, it makes darkness vanish. And now that very light is spreading across the earth through you. My child, walk in joy, not the fleeting joy that rises and falls with moments, but the joy of one who knows they have been kept. The joy of one who survived the fire and now rests in the warmth of light. This joy is not loud or boastful. It runs deep like a spring hidden beneath the earth. It needs no reason, for my presence itself is the reason. And when you rejoice, I rejoice with you. When you sing, the angels join your song. When you smile beneath my light, heaven blooms with you. This harvest is proof that my word never returns void. You believed, and your faith has ushered in the season I appointed. Keep your heart open, for I still have more to give. The harvest of light has only begun, my beloved. As abundance surrounds you, when blessings come from every side, when doors swing open and long-awaited promises come to life. Remember, this harvest is not only a season of blessing, but also the beginning of new testing. For when light shines, brightest shadow tries to creep in. When joy rises highest, the enemy whispers again. He cannot stop your reaping, but he will try to dull your vigilance amidst comfort. Therefore stay awake, my child. He will no longer come clothed in hardship. He will come wrapped in ease. He will not use fear to make you fall, but complacency. He knows a full soul can fall asleep faster than a hungry one. So guard your heart in abundance as faithfully as you did in lack. Do not let blessing make you forget the blesser. Do not let applause drown out my voice. I do not forbid you from joy. I only ask that you enjoy without being possessed by it. Delight in what I give, but do not let it replace me. Joy is the stream. I am the source. Success is the reflection. I am the light. If you keep your eyes fixed on me, every blessing will turn into an altar of worship. But if you look away, every blessing could become a snare. Blessing without discipline fades. As a field needs a wise reaper, abundance needs a wise keeper. I am teaching you the art of stewarding fullness. When you were hungry, you prayed to survive. Now that you are full, you must pray to stay aflame. Prayer is no longer only to ask, but to remain. That connection is the anchor of your soul amid the waves of success. When your light begins to shine brightly, know that it will draw not only those seeking light, but also those blinded by it. Some will come because they see me in you. Others will come to use the flame you carry. Listen to my Spirit. He will show you who comes for truth and who comes for gain. Do not close your heart, but do not open it without discernment. Love and wisdom must walk hand in hand, for only discerned love cannot be exploited. I have given you light to share, not to burn out. Your light is not meant to make others depend on you, but to lead them to me. Never try to become anyone's source, for only I am the source. When you love others, love with my strength, not your own. When you help do so, quietly sow the seed and move on, for true fruit grows when the sower seeks no credit. There will be some who no longer understand you. Some will say you've changed, and they are right. You have changed in ways they do not yet comprehend. You no longer react as before, no longer join empty conversations, no longer crave approval from places that once hurt you. You have grown, and spiritual maturity will always look like distance to those still asleep. But do not grieve. Do not drag them forward before their time. Keep walking, keep loving, keep waiting. One day, they will recognize the light you carry. My child, when I give you influence, use it to lift others, not to elevate yourself. Remember, true light never argues its brightness, it simply shines. Humility is the most beautiful garment for those who carry power. People may admire strength, but they trust love, and only through love can power endure. In this season I will send you wandering souls, not so you can fix them, but so you can love them. Not to teach them through reason, but to witness through presence. Through you they will see the difference between talking about me and living in me. When they come, open your heart, but guard your peace. Do not try to change them. Let me do that through you. Light does not debate darkness. It simply shines and darkness disappears. I know the light within you sometimes makes you weary because it demands you live, think, and respond differently. But never forget, you were not created to blend in. You were created to shine. Darkness will always tell light it is too bright. But if light dims itself to be liked, darkness wins. So do not ask me to make you smaller so others feel comfortable. Ask me to make you deeper so you can love better. Deep light does not scorch, it warms. My beloved child, the harvest of light is also the season in which I pass on the spiritual seed. What I have sown in you through the years, faith, courage, steadfastness, and wisdom, will now flow through you into the next generation. You will not only reap, but you will also sow for the seasons to come. When you speak, your words will fall like seeds into the hearts of those who are searching. When you pray, your voice will become a shelter for fragile souls. When you live, your life will be a symphony that reminds others that I still move, still breathe, still create wonders upon the earth. I rejoice that you did not give up midway. Now you no longer walk as one wounded, but as one sent. You no longer ask, when Lord, but say, let your will be done. You no longer fear what is lost, for you know what is true can never be taken. You no longer fear the future, for you know who holds it. You have matured in my spirit, and now I can entrust you with more, not only blessing but responsibility, not only light but flame. Rejoice, but stay watchful. Enjoy blessing, but share it freely. Shine, yet know when to hide in stillness. Work diligently, yet learn to rest in me. True blessing is not found in busyness, but in the wholeness of presence. When you live in me, everything aligns in rhythm. When you cease striving to hold the blessing, you will realize that I myself am the blessing. The light within you is no longer a small lamp guiding your steps, it has become a lighthouse. It will guide lost ships through the night, showing the way home to those drifting in search of safety. Do not fear this responsibility, for I never place upon you what you cannot bear. Trust that if I call, I also equip. If I ignite the fire, I also sustain it. My beloved, the harvest is ripe and light now covers the field. I have seen you through every season, through tears, through waiting, through refining, and now through revealing. You have been faithful in small things. Now I entrust you with greater ones. But understand this: greater in my kingdom does not mean more visible. It means deeper, deeper in love, deeper in understanding, deeper in union with me. Others may see fruit above the soil, but I see your roots reaching deep into the earth of faith. That is why your blessing will not wither when the wind shifts. Lift up your head, my child. The sky above you is changing colors. A new season begins. No more hiding, no more explaining, no more proving. What I formed in secret, I will now reveal. The season of concealment ends. The season of manifestation begins. You learn to be silent in the furnace, and now I will cause your voice to echo in the open square. You learn to believe without seeing. Now I will let you see what you once only dared to believe. I am making your name known not to exalt you, but to glorify my name through you. People will speak of you, yet they will find me within your story. When they hear your testimony, they will see grace. When they behold your life, they will know that my faithfulness is real. You will become living proof that I do not forget my promises. The words you once wrote in tears will be read in the light. The prayers you once thought were lost will become songs of victory, and you will understand no tear sown in me is ever wasted. I have measured everything you endured. Every sorrow, every loss, every trial has been a stone in the foundation I have built. Now the structure is complete, not that you might sit upon a throne, but that you might stand as witness that light triumphs over darkness. Those who once doubted you will see that faith is no illusion. They will see that perseverance is never in vain. They will see that the God you serve, the one they thought silent, has been working in every detail, every moment, every breath. This is the hour of song. No longer the cry of lament, but the melody of deliverance. As Psalm 30:11 declares, "You have turned my mourning into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy." That garment of joy is now yours. Wear it. Dance in grace, not because everything is perfect, but because you know I have done great things. Sing, for your song will open the way for many souls to be set free. Worship, for your worship will open the heavens over barren lands. In this season I will not only restore what was lost, I will expand your reach. You will touch lives you have never met, speak to souls in distant places, and sow in lands you have never stepped upon. But do not fear, for I go before you. Every word you speak will carry the power of my Spirit. Every act of love will yield fruit beyond what your eyes can see. You do not need to understand the plan, for I am the plan. Simply walk, and I will pave the path. Keep a grateful heart. Remember that all things come from me, flow through you, and return to me. Be thankful when you receive, and also when you give. Be thankful in blessing, and even in testing. Gratitude is the fence that guards your harvest from decay. Gratitude keeps you in the flow of grace, and where grace flows, nothing runs dry. I will take you where the enemy cannot touch, not because you hide, but because you are covered. Not because you avoid battle, but because you stand within the safety of my will. From now on, let peace be your weapon. The world fights with swords. You will conquer with stillness. Let the peace within you confuse the enemy. When he sees you smile amid uncertainty, he will know you no longer belong to this world. My beloved child, every harvest begins with a seed of obedience. Because you obeyed even without understanding, you now partake of its fruit. Obedience is the small amen I turn into a great symphony. Each time you whispered, "Let your will be done," you planted a golden seed in the soil of heaven, and now you are reaping what you sowed. This season will not only make you rejoice, it will make me rejoice. For I do not seek only fruit, I seek the heart of the sower. And your heart has remained tender through every cold wind. Now when I look at you, I see my reflection, the image of one who has learned to love, to trust, to wait, and to obey. I am proud of you, my child. Not because you are perfect, but because you never gave up. Not because you never wept, but because you turned your tears into prayer. Child, be ready for the next step. The harvest is not the end. It is the beginning of a new cycle. Every grain you gather today will become a seed for tomorrow. You will sow again, but this time not in tears, but in joy. You will lift others as I once lifted you. You will help others cross through the fire, as I once carried you through yours. And when you look back, you will smile and say, Lord, now I understand. Everything you have done has been good. I renew my covenant with you, not a covenant of fear, but of love. Not a covenant built on striving, but on grace. Not the covenant of a servant, but of a child. From now on you will walk as an heir, no longer seeking your place, but living from the place I have already given you. You are light in the world, a song in the night, a witness of my love in an age that has forgotten how to feel. So walk, shine, and love as I have loved you. My beloved, your season does not end in personal blessing, it begins a new generation, a generation of light. I have not prepared you for yourself alone, but that you might become a trumpet, awakening others. What you learned in fire, you will now teach through love. What you overcame through faith, you will now pass on as flame to those who come after. For now I act not only through one person, but through a people of light born in darkness to declare the dawn. The whole world is shifting. Old boundaries are collapsing. Human systems are trembling, and many hearts are restless, searching for truth in chaos. In this hour I am raising up a people who do not bear the names of men, but bear my name. They wear no robes of power, but are clothed in humility. They wield no iron sword, but the sword of the Spirit. They do not argue to win, but love to conquer. They are not born to be admired, but to transform the world with light from heaven. I do not call them from afar. I call them from among my people, from those who thought they were forgotten. They are ordinary ones, mothers who pray in silence, fathers who remain faithful despite misunderstanding, young hearts yearning for holiness amid corruption. They do not seek fame, they seek my presence. They do not long to stand out, they long to draw near. It is they whom I am awakening. It is they upon whom I pour my Spirit. It is they who will become the generation of light. This light is unlike the world's artificial brilliance. It is not crafted by human skill, but born of surrender. It does not flare and fade, it endures. It does not shine from stages, but from altars. It does not come from effort, but from presence. This generation will not chase miracles, for they are miracles. They will carry light not just through words, but through lives, pure, loving, courageous, and faithful. They will love their enemies, pray for their persecutors, and live as though heaven has touched the earth. I have already begun to stir this wave across nations. It grows quietly, like an underground spring. No one can stop it, for it does not begin with man, but with my Spirit. They do not share a single language, culture, or religion, yet they carry the same sound, the resonance of true love. I am weaving them together through invisible threads of grace. When one prays in the night in the east, the light stirs a weary soul in the west. When one forgives, that act releases power to heal bitterness in another. This is unity not made by man, but woven by me. Do not think you are a coincidence in this wave. You were chosen not because you were the strongest, but because you were willing. When you said yes, you became a vital link in a greater design. I have trained you through fire so that you could now stand strong in light. You will meet others who carry the same flame, and when you do, the fire will grow stronger, for light never competes with light. It multiplies brilliance. My child, this generation is not raised to build temples of stone, but temples of souls. I am rebuilding a living sanctuary without walls, without fences, without rigid rituals, filled only with love, presence, and truth. I will dwell in hearts that honor me, and from there the light will ripple outward like waves. You will not need microphones to preach, your lives will preach. You will not need stages to shine. Your workplace, your home, your community will become your altar of radiance. Darkness will not stay still as light expands. It will try to slander, divide, distort, but do not fear. Light does not need defense, it only needs to shine. You need not justify yourself when I am your advocate. You need not worry when I am your fortress. Stand firm in truth, and darkness will unravel on its own. The enemy will attempt to distract you, to frighten you, to make you doubt your calling. But remember, my child, the light within you is stronger than any darkness around you. My beloved, I declare this to you. This is the hour of the spiritual trumpet. It will not sound through loudspeakers, but within the hearts of those who are called. When it sounds, the sleepers will awaken. The disheartened will remember. Those who thought it was too late will rise again. Those who carried shame will be restored. And in a moment I will gather them an army of light, not fighting with swords, but conquering through kindness. The generation of light will not overcome by might, but by love. They will not come to declare who is right or wrong, but to bring life where death has ruled. When the world says, "There is no hope," they will say, "There is still light." When the world says, "All is falling apart," they will say, "This is the hour God rebuilds." When faith is mocked, they will answer with compassion. They will not preach with harsh tones, but with transformed lives. I tell you this so you may know nothing you have endured was wasted. Every tear, every choice to love, every moment of faith, they all built the foundation of this generation. You are proof that light can endure the night. You are witness that true faith never falls. And when you share your story, it will become the spark that ignites many hearts. Prepare yourself, my child, for from this moment I am weaving together every solitary flame into one radiant sky. There will no longer be lonely lights, but a fellowship of brightness reflecting my glory upon the earth. And you, my child, you are part of that masterpiece. Not the only light, but an irreplaceable piece in heaven's great mosaic. When the light in one heart ignites, darkness trembles nearby. But when the light in many hearts unites, darkness shudders across the earth. That is what I am doing now, joining every single flame into one vast river of glory. I am connecting souls once divided by distance, doctrine, and difference. No borders, no barriers, no divisions, only one spirit, one purpose, one call. My beloved child, listen to the heartbeat of heaven. It is pulsing with one rhythm across those I have called throughout the earth. One prays in the desert, another sings in the city. One serves quietly in the corner, another proclaims boldly in the streets. Yet all these sounds rise together into a single symphony of light. This is not the work of human coordination. It is the breath of the Spirit stirring the atmosphere of creation. This unity is not built on doctrine, but on love, not on reputation, but on surrender. The world is starving for what is real, though it does not yet know what it seeks. It has grown weary of artificial lamps, empty promises, counterfeit religion, and hollow performances of faith. But now I am raising up those who carry true light without spectacle, without title, marked only by my presence within them. They will heal through gentle words, restore through compassionate gazes, and shake strongholds of darkness simply by walking in peace. This is the generation of restoration through unity. They will not compete but lift one another. They will not argue but pray. They will not build temples for their own names, but altars for mine. When one is exalted, others will rejoice. When one is sent, others will intercede. They will understand that true victory is not being greater than another, but shining together as one. I am causing the rivers of light to merge into one vast sea. Each person is a current. One carries mercy, another carries song, another carries wisdom, another carries healing. When they meet, the streams will merge into a river of glory. It will flow through cities and across borders, refreshing dry souls. Those who thought I had been silent will realize I was preparing a flood of love to cover the earth. As the light expands, darkness will react not with weapons, but with imitation. It will create false lamps, voices that speak in my name without my presence, communities that appear holy but lack love. It will blur the truth until people grow weary of discerning what is real. But do not fear, truth does not defend itself. It reveals itself through fruit. Look to the outcome. Look for love, For wherever love is absent, I am absent too. Do not argue with darkness, shine upon it. Do not try to prove that light is stronger. Let light prove itself. When others lie, you speak the truth. When they divide you, reconcile. When they hate you, love. That is how the generation of light wages war, not with violence but with gentleness, not with accusation but with compassion. You will see kindness can break chains that reason never could. My beloved, true unity does not come when everyone thinks alike, but when all yield to the same spirit. Difference is not an enemy. It is the evidence of my kingdom's richness. I did not create replicas, I created a body with many members, sharing one life. The eye is not the hand, yet both are vital. Each carries a reflection of me. Alone they are but rays. Together they are the sun of grace. I am restoring the power of united prayer. When 2 or 3 gather in my name, power multiplies. In the days ahead, I will ignite many small fires, humble gatherings, without fame or platform. But every time they kneel, heaven and earth will tremble. They will intercede for nations, cities, and souls they have never met. From these places I will perform miracles, not for applause, but to draw hearts home. Keep humility when you meet others who carry this same flame. Do not fear their differences, I do not mass produce. I weave. Recognize me in them. Learn from them. Let them see me in you. For when 2 lights reflect one another, both shine brighter. When 2 hearts meet in the spirit, a space opens where heaven touches earth, that is where I dwell. The generation of light is not called to flee the world, but to stand within it without belonging to it. They will step into the darkest spheres, not to argue, but to illuminate. They will enter places religion once avoided, art, economy, politics, education, and carry my spirit into them. They will not rule by force, but transform by love. When others build walls, they will build bridges. When others wage war, they will sow peace. Remember, true light is never threatened by darkness, but often tested by itself. When light grows proud, it dims. When it believes it is the source, it separates from the source. Therefore remain in me. When the noise surrounds you, return to stillness. When activity pulls you away, return to worship. When your light feels faint, step again into my presence, where my fire never goes out. A new era is opening, the era of collective harvest. No longer miracles for one, but wonders for many. No longer solitary testimonies, but a choir of redeemed souls. The earth will be filled with light, and every knee will bow, not from fear, but from revelation of love. My child, take your place in this army of light. None are too small to be used, none too weak to be raised. When you bring your portion, no matter how small a spark, I will multiply it. Walk with them not as a leader above, but as a companion beside, not to be seen, but to shine together. For when light meets light, darkness has nowhere to dwell. My beloved, the hour has come. Darkness believes it reigns, but it merely frames the brilliance of dawn. When the night is darkest, the morning breaks forth. And now a spiritual sunrise is rising not just upon your life, but upon this entire generation. I am breathing upon dry bones, awakening souls, long buried in despair. A voice is echoing from heaven, crossing languages and borders. Children of light, rise. I am doing what has never been done. Those once despised I will use to overturn the order of things. Those cast aside will stand at the center of my design. As David was called from the pasture to the throne, so will this generation be called from hidden places of prayer. They will not be anointed by human hands, but by the oil of heaven. And when they rise, the world will know no power on earth can stop what I have ordained. I am shaking foundations, overturning structures built on pride. Thrones of arrogance will fall, and thrones of humility will rise. Those who bow before me will be lifted up. Those who build on my name will stand unshaken in the storm. This is the hour of divine exchange. from proud hands to surrendered ones, from loud mouths to listening hearts, my beloved child. Do not be surprised when I begin to expose what has been hidden. I do not do this to shame, but to purify my people. I am cleansing my own temple, preparing the way for my glory to return. Just as I once entered Jerusalem and overturned the tables of the merchants, I am now doing the same within the hearts of my people, not to condemn, but to set free. For only those who are pure can bear the true light. This is the hour of fire and oil. I am pouring fresh oil upon the heads of the chosen, but before the oil flows freely, the old must burn away. This fire does not destroy, it refines. It will consume pride, fear, and complacency, leaving only what is pure and of me. When fire meets oil, light bursts forth. That light will spread everywhere, from humble homes to great cities, from dark valleys to high mountains. I am sending this generation not to build their own kingdoms, but to establish mine. They will not come with credentials, but with power, not with eloquence, but with the proof of my Spirit. They will lay hands on the sick, and the sick will be healed. They will pray for their oppressors, and the oppressors will be set free. They will sing in prisons, and chains will fall. They will not depend on systems, but on the leading of the Holy Spirit. I am raising up bearers of fire, unafraid of darkness, unmoved by praise, unconcerned with recognition. They will walk in the authority of love and the humility of the forgiven. They will not say, "Look at me," but look at Him. And because of that, they will rise without being corrupted. They will stand in places of influence without losing their souls. They will carry the fragrance of heaven into every corner of the earth, not by human might, but by the breath of God. This season is not for divided hearts. It calls for those who choose the cross over the crown truth, over comfort, obedience, over compromise. This is no longer a time of testing, it is the time of revealing. I am searching for those who do not only speak of light, but become it. And I see in you a willing heart, a soul refined through many nights of fire. Therefore I say to you, arise, shine, for your light has come. Isaiah 6:01. My child, I am joining you with spiritual companions. You will no longer walk alone. I am aligning those who carry the same heavenly frequency, those who understand my voice without many words, those whose hearts beat in the same rhythm. When you pray together, heaven will answer like thunder. When you sing together, the heavens will open. When you stand together, the kingdom of darkness will tremble. This is an invisible army, invincible not by weapons but by faith, prayer, and unshakable love. Beloved, true victory is not measured by shouts of triumph, but by faithfulness. I have not called you to win every battle, but to stand firm through every storm. Faithfulness is the evidence of true love. When the world sees you remain steadfast, through loss, love, through betrayal, and pray, though answers delay, they will recognize the one who lives within you. This light will never fade. It will pass from generation to generation, from fathers to sons, from mothers to daughters, from this present age to those yet unborn. It will reach lands once spoken of, only in prophecy. It will awaken nations thought dead in faith. It will make the earth sing again, the Lord is among us. Walk then in peace. The light within you is not merely a sign of choice, it is the seal of covenant. It declares that you belong to me, that my name is written upon you, and that no change in the world can sever what stands between us. Keep this light burning, feed it with my word, with worship, and with love. For light does not exist to be admired, it exists to reveal. My beloved child, when the dust of battle settles, when the sound of swords fades, and when your heart grows still beneath the dawn, then I come no longer as commander, but as father embracing his child. The journey has been long, You have walked through tears, waiting, refining, and silence. But now lift up your head, for this is the hour of completion. Not an ending in loss, but an ending in glory, the glory of one who has kept the faith, who has not strayed from the path of light, even when the storms were fierce. Every tear you shed in lonely nights has been gathered by my hand. None of them were wasted. Each drop was a seed, each sigh a prayer etched in the eternal realm. And now, in stillness, you will see them bloom not with fleeting beauty, but with the joy of the Spirit, a joy no one can take away. The things once broken have become the foundation of blessing. The wounds of the past now release the fragrance of healing. My child, I know you once asked, did all this suffering mean anything? And I say to you, yes, it was never meaningless. It stands as witness to a faith proven true through fire. Like gold refined, your soul has been purified. All that was not of light has been burned away, leaving only what is pure and radiant. Now when I look upon you, I see a beauty, not born of form, but of quiet obedience. The world honors those who conquer, but I honor those who remain faithful. For there are victories only heaven can see, when you chose forgiveness over resentment, humility over anger, trust over sight. Those victories are not carved in stone, but written in the book of life. And when I open that book, your name shines there bright as the morning star. My beloved child, I have watched every step you've taken. There were times you thought you were lost, yet you were standing right in the middle of my plan. There were moments when you believed I was silent, but I was speaking in another way, through the wind, through the rain, through every person you met. I have never left you. When you fell, I was there to lift you up. When you wept, I was there to wipe your tears. When you were weak, I sheltered you. And when you were silent, I whispered into your soul, "Do not fear, I am still here." Many think victory means receiving what they ask for, but I tell you, true victory is becoming more like me. When your heart grows tender, when you learn to love deeper, when patience takes root, when you choose to walk in light, though the world prefers darkness, that is when you have truly won. Every outward battle is only a reflection of the greater battle within, and you have already triumphed in the unseen place where I dwell. This is the season when I lay my hand of comfort upon your brow and say, "It's enough, you have done well." Like a father looking upon his child after a long journey, I do not look at your mistakes, but at your endurance. I do not count your stumbles, but every time you rose again. I do not dwell on your fear, but on your courage to keep walking despite it. And I tell you now, I am proud of you. My beloved, I do not give rewards alone, I give myself. Your true reward is not wealth, position, or fame. Your reward is me, the one who has walked with you through every season. When you learn to recognize me amid pain, you grasp something far greater than victory. When you realized my presence was enough, you found the secret of the kingdom. Now I want you to sit in stillness. Let your mind rest from its striving. Let your soul be bathed in the peace I give. Let the world's noise fade away until only my voice remains. You have known me in the storm, now learn to know me in the gentle breeze. For when your soul is quiet, I can touch its deepest place, and in that touch I give not only blessing but new life. Do not think completion means stopping. No, it means transition. Just as day melts into night and night gives way to dawn, your journey is shifting into a new rhythm. The old has been fulfilled, so the new may be born. But this time, you will walk without the tension of uncertainty. You will move with the confidence of one who knows where they belong. I have placed within you a compass, my Spirit, and he will guide you without fail. Your completion does not come from what you do, but from who you are. You are loved, chosen, and kept. Before you acted, I loved you. Before you spoke, I knew you. Before you set out, I was waiting. And now I smile, for you have returned to the place I designed for you, the place of peace, of light, of knowing that all things are ordered by love. Let the past rest. Forgive yourself. Release what has been, for I released it long ago. Step into the new day not with fear but with gratitude. Every scar on you is a testimony of my faithfulness. Every wound is a window where light can enter. When you look back, do not see loss, see grace. For everything you lost, I have replaced it with what is eternal. My beloved child, you will finally hear what I have whispered all along. You are in me, and I am in you. This is the greatest mystery, the destination of every journey. Not success, not miracles, but union. From the beginning, this has been my purpose, to dwell with you and you in me. Every trial was meant to remove what kept you from seeing this truth. The world may say the end comes when you gain something outward. But in my kingdom, completion comes when you return inward to the place where light never fades. When you sit in stillness and feel my breath mingling with yours, heaven and earth meet. There are no more barriers, no more distance. You no longer have to cry out for me, for I am already within. You no longer have to search, for you have come home. I know there were moments when you thought I was far away. You asked, Lord, where are you in my pain? And I was there right within it. When you trembled, I was the strength that held you upright. When you felt alone, I was the warmth surrounding you. When you collapsed, I was the arm lifting you up. You could not see me because I was too close enough to mingle with your tears. Now you understand I never left. This union is not the erasing of you, but the harmony between us. I do not dissolve you into me. I perfect you to reflect me. Like a drop of water entering the ocean, it does not vanish, it becomes part of the infinite. You are not lost in my love, you are expanded in it. For where true love reigns, fear dissolves, boundaries break, and the soul enters the limitless dimension of grace. This is what prophets longed to see, what saints prayed to taste, the union of Creator and creation. No more separation, no more veil. I tore that veil with the blood of my Son so you could draw near without fear. And now I invite you deeper, not to know me by words alone, but by presence. Not to hear me only with your ears, but to feel me with your spirit. Everything I have ever done has been for love. Correction was love. Waiting was love. Even silence was love. The times you thought I refused you were moments I protected you from what you were not yet ready to receive. There has never been a single heartbeat in your life that I have not loved you. When you wandered, I followed. When you fell, I lifted. When you forgot me, I remembered you. Let your heart melt in this knowing. Do not resist grace. Allow my love to reach the places you still hide. Let me enter the deepest room of your soul, where fear, regret, and unhealed memories dwell. I do not come to condemn, I come to illuminate. When my light enters, darkness must flee. When I touch what once shamed you, it will become the brightest part of you. For from those very scars, my light will shine like the morning star, gleaming across the sky after the storm. My beloved child, in this union you will understand one eternal truth: nothing is ever lost. What you thought had vanished was only transformed. The people you once loved and had to let go, the seasons you believed had closed, the words you spoke through tears, all still live within me. Nothing fades in the memory of the Eternal One. When you behold me in glory, you will see every fragment made whole, every unanswered sorrow turned into a perfect melody. When you are in me, you are no longer bound by time. You begin to live in the eternity of the present. No past to regret, no future to fear. Only now, where I dwell and where true peace resides. I am not in tomorrow, I am in today. And when you learn to live in the present with me, time ceases to be a burden and becomes a river of grace. This union will transform how you see the world. You will no longer see enemies, only souls wandering without light. You will no longer see hatred, only pain that has not yet been healed. You will no longer need to prove yourself right, for you have found truth within me. Love will no longer be a choice, but your very nature. Forgiveness will no longer be difficult. it will be your breath. Peace will no longer be your goal, it will be your home. I will teach you to walk as one who carries heaven within. You do not need to leave the world to belong to me. In the marketplace you are still my temple. In the noise you still hear my voice. In the darkness you still shine. For when I dwell in you, every step you take becomes holy ground. Completion is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning of eternity. From now on you will live not to seek love but to reveal it. You will not beg for miracles, you will become one. You will not flee from pain, you will turn it into a song. You will not need to prove that you are chosen, for your quiet presence will already testify of it. Now I look upon you and declare, you have been formed in my image. You no longer strive to be loved, for you are the beloved. My love wraps around you like an invisible cloak, shielding you from every arrow of doubt. You need not fear the dark anymore, for you have become the light. You need not search for heaven now abides in you. When you reach this place where your soul rests in me, you will understand the words of John 1:7-2. I have given them the glory you gave me, that they may be one as we are one. This was the prayer of my Son, and now it is fulfilled in you. You are no longer a wanderer, you are part of eternal love itself. Breathe deeply and let your breath blend with mine. For in this moment every division fades, every doubt falls away, and only one thing remains, love that never ends. My child, when all has grown still, when the winds have ceased, when every battle has been fought, I stand before you, not in thunder or storm, but in the quiet breath of peace. Everything that once frightened you, that once made you wrestle and question why now, dissolves in light. For when light fully fills the room, there are no more questions to be answered, only love to be felt. I have led you through the field of tears, through the forest of trials, across the desert of silence, so that now you may walk into the garden of peace. Here there are no more arrows, no more flames, no more shadows, only me and you joined in unbreakable love. Do you remember the first day you wept, thinking I had abandoned you? Now you see I never left. Do you remember the hour you trembled praying for strength? Now you know it was in that very weakness that grace made its way in. My beloved, completion is not a prize for the strong, but a gift for the steadfast. You did not turn back when others walked away. You believed when reason failed. You kept going when all you had left was my promise. And so I now declare to you, every word I spoke is fulfilled. No promise remains suspended, no vision forgotten. Every tangled thread in the tapestry of your life has been woven into perfect design. Look back not through the eyes of fear, but through the vision of faith. You will see that every step, every loss, every wound has brought you here to the place where you and I are no longer two but one. This union is no longer theory, it is living reality. Love is no longer something you read, it is what you breathe. My presence is no longer something you seek, it is what you carry. I tell you now, the light within you has become eternal. It cannot be extinguished, for it no longer depends on circumstance. It is the flame of the Spirit fire that tears cannot quench and time cannot fade. You will bear this light wherever you go, not to be admired, but to guide those still wandering in the night. They will not see you, they will see me through you. They will not hear your name, they will hear my voice in your words. My child, this is my everlasting covenant with you. I will never leave you, no matter where you go. I will shelter you beneath the shadow of my wings, even in the storm. I will teach you to sing in the night and to dance among the ashes. I will rename you not sorrow but glory, not forgotten but beloved forever. For you are no longer one who endured pain, you are one born from restoration. A new season has begun. But this season does not start with noise, it begins in stillness. It does not begin with striving, but with rest. For rest is not the end, it is the sign of complete trust. You have done your part, now let me do mine. You have sown in tears, now reap in laughter. You have walked by faith, now live by sight. My beloved, I am placing a crown of light upon your head, not to exalt you, but to show the world that I have triumphed through you. This crown is not made of the gold of earth, but of the gold of faithfulness. It shines not with the light of the sun, but with the glow of the nights, when you chose to stay in light while others retreated into shadow. And now all of heaven rejoices, for one child has finished the race. The angels are singing not a song of conquest, but a song of love that has overcome every barrier. Their song declares, "The child has returned. The soul is restored. The covenant is fulfilled. Every voice that once accused you has fallen silent. Every judgment of sin has been erased. And upon your forehead I write a new name, Child of Light. I do not only want you to know you are forgiven, I want you to know you are chosen to shine forever. This light is not yours alone, it belongs to the generation you stand within. You are a ray in the great dawn of a renewed world. When I said light will shine from the east to the west, you were already part of that prophecy. My beloved child, let your heart rest in this final word. All things have been completed. You no longer need to strive to be loved, for you are already perfectly loved. You no longer need to fear loss, for nothing can separate you from my love. You no longer need to worry about the future, for I am already there waiting for you. Breathe deeply, my child. Feel the light filling every breath, every cell, every thought within you. It is the light of eternal life. It will never leave you. It will walk with you until the end of time and beyond time itself. When you close your eyes to this world, you will open them in heaven, where all things begin and end in me. Go now, my child. Live, love, and remember this: every time you smile, every time you forgive, every time you believe, heaven is reflected once more upon the earth. For now you are not only one who has been saved, you are an eternal lamp held in the hand of Almighty God. And I speak one last blessing to seal this journey in grace. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May He look upon you with mercy and give you everlasting peace. Amen. Thank you for listening to this message today. Subscribe and turn on notifications so we may continue to receive the living word together, strengthen our faith, and walk in the boundless love of God. Amen.